Hello. So, I'm Harmony, and I want to come on here and finally officially post. And I'm challenging myself to post for the next 30 days because I feel like a lot of times we're waiting around for the perfect conditions, the perfect moment to steward what God has already given us. And so, this is my encouragement to you to just get out there and do it. And so, I want to talk about first today about consistency. So, I've learned over this season and over the last, when I just look and reflect back on my life, that the seasons in which I was consistent and I pushed through and not let just motivation push me, but I showed up repetitively and repeatedly, then always something comes. Something is birthed from this. When you plant that seed and you water it every day, a plant will blossom from it. It's just how the universe works. It's how God works. And so that's my encouragement for me and for you to push forward and to show up consistently. So why consistency matters more than motivation. So one, motivation, it comes and goes. It's always going to come and go. Some days you're going to feel super motivated. You're going to feel like you're on top of the world and you really want to just keep going. And other days you're going to feel like you have no energy, like you are very tired, your mind starts playing games with you and it says just do it tomorrow, do it another day, you can look at that thing later on or whatever. And we have those moments. Sometimes you're laying in bed and you just don't want to do that thing. And I think what's important is not trying to figure out how to push yourself to an extreme, because that's often what happens is we mix up consistency with overproductivity. That's something that I've had to overcome and also still am working with, is that sometimes I will have extremes where I just push so hard and I keep working so much, and then other times I'm so motivated and then I have pushed so hard that I'm become tired or burnt out, and that's a problem. So we have to figure out that middle ground so that we can stay consistent, so that we can show up every day and actually see the fruits of our labor. And I think that the way that you do that is just making intentional steps each and every day, and that you push forward through it no matter what. And even if it's just 10 minutes, even if it's 5 minutes, just something that consistently shows that you're going to be intentional and show up for exactly that goal that you have, or exactly that intention that you're trying to set. And so for me, that is showing up on YouTube and actually giving it the full try and giving it the full go that I have always envisioned. I've been feeling called to speak on YouTube for the past year. It's been longer than that because I love to create. I just love to speak and I love to motivate and also just share and communicate and grow with others. But every time that it's time for me to start on my YouTube journey, I'm always no, I have to wait until I can produce the fire cinematic video. I have to wait until all my videos are ready and done. And I kind of slow myself down from doing that. And I've noticed that that's kind of keeping me stuck in a loop. And God has already blessed me with so many things. And you've probably also experienced that, where God has blessed you with a camera. God has blessed you with a phone. God has blessed you with a light or a chair. And you're still sitting around waiting for the perfect condition. And so I just want to encourage you to push forward and actually just show up each and every day. And so that is the first thing. Then the second thing is that today I almost gave up. I was not about to do half of the things that I thought I would accomplish today. But a lot of what pushed me through was, one, making sure that I always go back to source and meditating, speaking to God and asking God to give me that strength and carry me through those different moments. And I think that that's so important, because a lot of times when we're feeling weak or we're feeling down or we're feeling drained or whatever, then we just kind of just one, we start asking other people for their opinions on what we should do. Maybe you go to ChatGPT, you go to different, all types of tools and resources, and you're asking people to guide you, or you simply just give up. But I think what's most important is when you're having a specific situation or circumstance, that you actually go to source and you ask God for the exact thing that you need in that moment, and God will actually, the beautiful thing about what God can do is that he will actually give you that power or that strength, or he will show you, okay, it's time to rest. It's time to rest in my green pastures. And I think that that's something that I've really been learning to use, and also that I've been learning that I have access to that all the time. And that's so powerful. Also, the reason why consistency is important is it's keeping a promise to yourself, and it's also keeping a promise to God, because God gives you these talents, God gives you these visions. And if every time you say, no, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll think about it later, maybe, like, you got to think about how that is quite disrespectful. Actually, it's disrespectful to you, and it's disrespectful to God, because God gave you these talents, God gave you these gifts, and he gave you these visions. So as long as you're able, and as long as you keep God in the mix, you should be able to stay consistent. And I think a lot of times we get too caught up in our head, and we start trying to find the resolution, the perfect solution. And the perfect solution is just to start and just to work and steward well with the things that you have at this current moment and at this current second. And that will inevitably turn into a consistent pattern. And once you start building that, it's almost like you start oiling that motor up, or you start to utilize those you start to utilize those talents. You're gonna start getting better and better. It's like practice makes perfect kind of thing. And so then when the next set of tools, the next set of talents that God blesses you with, then you'll be able to steward that even better. And so the other thing that I want to say is that small actions compound over time. And I think that that's so important to hold on to. If you just think about, even when it comes to like how we learned how to walk as children, or you think about how you've learned how to read. It was just small little actions. First you learned your ABCs, then the next thing you learned how to, maybe you learned mnemonics, or, and I hope I'm saying it right because I always get mixed up with German English. But you learn all of these different things, and it's like building blocks to then actually be able to fully read. And then from there, you're able to write, or whatever. You're able to just compound off of those things, and the next thing you know, you're able to mix and match and start to do poetry, if that's something that you have the privilege or the opportunity to explore. And if not, then you'll be able to do something else with those creative skills. Maybe it's just write a text message, which most of us, if we're on here, we're able to at least write something. So I find that that's so beautiful. And if you're able to do that, then you're able to do more. So this is day 1 of 30 of me posting without editing, scripting, perfecting myself. I am praying to God that he gives me the strength, and I'm praying that God gives you a blessed week, and that God helps you steward the things that he's given you. If you've been feeling discouraged or lost or confused, or that you just don't have all of the things ready or right, I just want to encourage you, and I want to encourage you to push forward. But I also want to encourage us to work together more, and to actually just get out there and push ourselves. So if you've had a dream, a vision, and you've been waiting around for God knows what, if you've been waiting around for the perfect moment and you still are waiting and it's been several months and you have not made one intentional step, please do it today. Not for me, for you and for God, because God gave you that. And I find that so beautiful. So let's be thankful, let's stay encouraged, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh, and one very last thing before I go, I want to share this one verse with you. And the verse that sticks with me right now is, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." That is Galatians 6:9. So save that one and stay encouraged. Keep pushing and know that your harvest is upon you and it's coming in no time. I believe it. And I'm out now.